So I pop a berry. What's it look like in the room?
It's like the walls and floor and ceiling are like shimmery lava lamp style.
Okay.
So it's just like nebulous colors kind of like wisping around.
And there's like a door at the other end, right, with no doorknob on it?
Yeah, so it's basically like the size of a closet, and it's got 2 doors on each end, and neither of the doors have knobs.
Okay. So I set Trell's body up against the wall. He's probably pretty rigor mortis seed, right? At this point. And then I just drink and wail on him.
Great. So Tony spends some time taking shots and just punching this dead guy. What's going on out here?
I'll take a little break.
We're just listening to it like, ah!
Can you guys even hear?
No, we took the doorknob
There's
off.
whiskey Coke if you want some.
So I guess we should go find Skit and ask him to be, or really, who do we go to be like, here are our character witnesses?
You can enter them
To Jarf?
into the clerk, or you can go to the judge, Tifa.
I was going to
Tifa,
steal one of
sorry.
those ravens, but then
What?
Sonny killed it.
Yeah. Let's go to Jarf and just put in
Jorf.
The rector, we want him called.
the rector, Skit, Brent, maybe?
Yeah, but also, he said that a lot of, that like, the town loves us right now, so maybe we could even...
Let's go find that guy that Activia hit on, the one-armed werewolf victim, the smith. We'll call
if you're
him.
gonna say the one Activia hit on, you're gonna.
Right. Any other werewolf victims?
Sorry, my nephew's face.
We'll put down.
Will you roll for me for 5?
Yep.
Another
Wait, roll for you for... Oh, yeah, okay.
Those are very different physics.
Barrick Loudon is the guy you're thinking of?
Yeah.
The,
Also,
anyone else?
No, I can't think of anybody else. Thank you.
Are there any of the other guards that like us?
I don't think so. I don't think we've. The only one that we've most of the guards that we got along with best were when she was masquerading as Jeff or
Oh yeah, that was great.
Jerry.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, we will say that all of this entering and stuff takes up the majority of the day.
Okay.
So we'll start now at the beginning of the second day. So it's the day before trial.
I do want to try one thing.
Great.
If I can. Which is to talk to Activia late in the night and try to enter in to check on Sonny when I think he'll be sleeping.
Great. Sonny, roll a d8 for me. Should mark this page so I don't have to keep finding it.
3.
3? 1, 2, 3. Great.
Cool.
Great. So it's nighttime. You guys
Wonder
have
if
some
this
supper.
is worse or better than he was before.
You guys have some supper, and you open the door to the dimensional doorknob. Sonny, do you want to describe?
It reeks of sex.
Oh no!
No, that's good.
No, what? The only ones in there are him and a dead body.
Yes, but at least he's acting in his old
Yeah,
ways.
that's true.
Hey, Sonny, how you doing?
Oh, hungover.
Great. Hey, do you remember what you were doing before?
To a point.
Yeah.
And then I got very drunk.
Okay. Do you mind? I want to perform a ritual over you for about an hour. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
Great.
Oh.
I'm going to do...
Should I take my clothes off for it?
If it makes you more comfortable, go for it.
Okay.
I'm going to do the atonement part of the ceremony ritual.
Okay.
So I'm going to touch him and do a DC 20 insight check, and if I succeed, his atonement goes back to, or his alignment goes back to his original alignment.
Great.
While you're doing that, Sonny's just giving you a foot massage.
It feels.
He's doing great.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check on that foot massage.
I got a 25
Great.
from my check, so
It's a fucking
if
hell-
his alignment is
Hell of a foot massage you just got there, too.
Yeah.
25 on a foot massage.
You gain 5 temporary hit points because your feet are so massaged that you feel like light on your feet, fancy footwork style.
Ooh, thank you, Sonny. How are you feeling?
You're back to your normal alignment, whatever that is.
That was my normal.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, great.
I was in a bad mood yesterday. Did I kill a bird?
You did.
Oh, fuck.
I'm
Sonny,
also,
I should find a bird for record.
yeah, I'm also very intentionally not doing an investigation check on the corpse.
Yeah.
I was just
You're
thinking the same
avoiding eye contact with the corpse? Great. So no one's looking at it.
All right, Sonny, come on out.
Okay. Come out. Room. Bye, Terrell.
Uh-oh.
Dead men tell no lies and secrets.
All right, and then we go to bed, I guess.
Great. You wake up the next day. It is about 9 a.m. when you guys kind of roll out of bed. And you have the rest of this day to prepare yourselves for trial.
Okay.
Or do whatever.
Honestly, I feel ready.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we'll do.
Do we want to? Yeah, I guess so.
Do you have anything you can think of, Grandor?
I think we each need to think of a sob story.
Oh yeah, good call.
I mean,
Is that
myself,
yeah.
I feel fine.
buy a nice bird.
Where you can do what?
Where you can buy birds.
Yeah, there's like a pet shop. Actually,
Pet shop?
I put a pet shop in this town.
Okay, I go to that pet
Let me
shop.
find a map.
I want to try to trade one of my silver lady statues for the rarest, most beautiful bird.
Who has the onyx dog?
I do.
Keep it.
Okay, great. So you go down there. It is actually next door to the tavern. Lucky. And they've got like cats and dogs in little cages and some like different kinds of birds. Mostly like colorful like songbirds, but there are a couple of messenger birds as well.
I try to buy the nicest one.
Hey, hi, how's it going? Can I get you anything?
Is this the bird?
This is a shopkeep. He's a bird-like man.
Mhm.
He's a long hook nose. He looks like the guy who played chess with himself in that Pixar short.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
Oh,
bald,
that's sweet and sour.
tall, thin. He's white hair like around his bald spot and like a big like hook nose.
Your finest messenger bird.
The finest. Oh, man of high taste. I like it.
Really? Yes.
I'll pick out any one you want, my friend.
I don't know anything about birds.
Oh, well, this right here
Let me
is...
stop you right there.
Okay.
Be honest.
Give me an intimidation check.
Sunny do
Nat
not.
one.
He's like, okay,
Back to normal, it seems.
okay, you got
The
me.
corpse last
He definitely.
This is our finest bird. Normally, I charge something in the realm of 150 gold pieces. But you scared me so bad, and I like you so much. I'll give it to you for 10.
Can I?
It flutters around the cage like it's trying to get away from him, and his hand, like a viper, like snatches it, and he just pulls it out of the cage and it starts handing it to you.
Can I try to inspect the bird and see if it's a good bird?
Yeah.
I don't have very
give
good.
me a nature check.
Grundor, pass more of those sausages. Oh, this is a great breakfast.
14.
14. Yeah, it seems like the bird is
Jump behind
terrified.
the bar and
Um,
start serving some
It's
drinks.
also not a raven. It's like it looks like a pigeon that has been like painted black or like covered in soot.
Hey, Activia, did you see
not
Sunny
this
this
one.
morning?
No, I think he was saying that I could buy a bird.
A
What?
little too high of your price.
Let him buy a bird.
How about this one? This time he grabs a raven.
Another check. Ooh, 2.
Great. It looks like a raven. It looks like an ordinary bird.
Okay, I'll give you. If that last one was your finest, and you would pay.
But this one's our
10.
second finest.
Well, then I guess 8 gold pieces. would
Yeah,
be-
done.
Just give me
Shit.
Done. 8 gold pieces, 100%.
Oh, I don't have.
Oh! Wounds me to give away a prize specimen. Give me the gold. For just anything less than what it's actually worth.
I don't have 8 gold pieces.
What the fuck? Give me that!
I have 1 silver statue of a woman.
Let me see it. Yeah, that's way. Whoa, yeah.
I'll take 3 birds then.
Okay, you can have the birds. Here, take the birds. And he hands you.
And I am running out of the tavern like,
Give me an athletics check.
I got a 6.
Great. So like,
Yeah.
you're running down the street in slow motion. Through the window of the shop ahead of you, you can see them exchanging like statue and birds. And you burst in just at the last second as the shopkeep goes, and we're done.
Sonny!
If he rolled a 6, does that mean that he's actually moving slowly?
Yeah, he's basically running like
By all
underwater.
those sausages I ate for breakfast.
Sonny just pets the bird.
Oh.
He's not going to
Oh.
break its neck.
Hey, Sonny, you got yourself some birds?
Oh, well, looky here, man. Looking.
Get out of here!
I work here.
And then I tap you on the shoulder. Goodbye. And then I walk off to the rector's.
Great. Sonny's headed to the rector's.
Grundor, I'm gonna kind of wander around town and just see if anybody says anything nice to me, and if they do, I'm gonna go make them a witness.
Great. Give me a perception check for me.
Right. That's a natural 1.
Great. So a couple people walking by, kind of like, well, like as they go by, but nobody
But I'm
seems
just
like
like,
really nice. Yep, that's all. That's all. There's you're very narrow in your focus, so anything else that's happening around town, you're not really noticing.
Okay.
You're pretty like lasered in on this one thing. Anybody else?
I am gonna meet up with Sunny and ask that he let me use one of those birds to send to the Feywild. I don't know how that's gonna fucking work with dimensions, but I'm gonna
Great.
try it.
Yeah, sure.
Sonny agrees.
Is there a library?
There is a library in the keep. Yes.
Okay, I'll go learn about law.
Go ahead.
Good call.
Make an intelligence check for me.
Since everyone else is like
I
buying
give you a
birds.
bird.
And,
I have a bird.
do I get anything added to that?
Intelligence.
You know what? I'm gonna go with her and help her learn about law.
Great. So you have advantage on this roll.
We're reading
I
together.
rolled a 15, and then
Great.
it's plus 0, right?
Falkred
Yeah.
is sending a message to the centaurs in the Feywild and hoping the bird. She gives the bird, or King Falkred gives the bird very specific instructions on how to get to the Feywild, and is confident that the bird has understood.
Great. You release the bird and it flaps into the air.
I did it!
Cool. Anything else before trial?
Is there anything I found out in learning about law?
Yeah. So you like have the like you look over like court precedent and stuff, and like the annals of like things that they've done in the past in different court cases and like surprise evidence and witness. You're basically reading like crime novels.
Okay.
But it gives you a handle on like how to present things in the appropriate way and like language to use and
Apparently,
things like
all
that.
I've written is it says always speak in a southern accent.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
There's like sort of like how in British courts they still wear powdered wigs
Sure.
and like do stuff like that. In Palindo courts, it's like sort of procedurally correct to present yourself as this Southern lawyer.
Great.
Yeah,
Of course.
so the standard
Wonderful.
outfit is a seersucker suit.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Do
like
we get a lawyer?
and like a small
I
hand
think
fan.
I got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I was acting as our representation in the arraignment, so I think it's up to us to do it.
All right.
Great.
Great. We will head to the trial.
To
before
court!
that, I dropped the birds off at the rector.
Oh,
Is
yes.
he there?
He's
to
there.
speak to?
Is
Yeah.
it just the woman
I
at the...
explained to him the source of my ill mood.
Mm.
Do I know that, actually? Am I being shitty or not?
I don't think you. Up to you.
I don't think Sonny knows.
Okay, then you don't.
I just give him the birds and tell him, sorry about his bird from this year.
Thank you. Hey, we all have rough days. I know I've had a couple myself.
Well, here's a bird.
Thank you.
2 birds.
2 birds? What am I gonna do with all these birds? You, Sonny.
Okay.
Alright. Hey, I'll see you in court.
Your hair looks good today.
Thank you. I slept on it weird.
Wait, the Syrian coat.
Yeah. Well, your friends, you kind of stormed out, but your friends are planning on calling me as a witness for you guys.
Oh,
And I said I would.
Okay, we'll enjoy the birds. Not a bribe.
No, of course not. Wait, is it a bribe?
No, it's not.
Okay, good, because I couldn't accept it if it was a bribe.
It's not a bribe.
Great. You're just replacing the bird that you murdered.
Alleviated, yes. Of its illness.
Right.
Jesus.
I think I'm going to probably ask you to leave now.
I'm going to go.
Okay, great. So you head out. It is time for court. So...
Dun 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 dun.
Just a guy out front playing
The moving rocks
the
around
moving
there.
rocks?
the moving rocks.
So, presiding over court, the courtroom is actually packed with people as you guys are brought into the defense side. And they're all like murmuring. You overhear a couple of people whispering like, "That's those guys that killed that werewolf." And there's other people nearby who are like, "Oh man, oh yeah, those guys that ruined all this stuff around town." And this other guys like they're just like whispering random stuff all over the place. That one guy just killed Rector Tomlin's birds.
Fulcrum has slicked back hair, and this is the best appearance that the king has ever made for anybody.
Great. And Droop is wearing a little bow tie.
Mm-hmm. But nothing else.
Yeah, he's a monkey. Yeah, nothing else. So after a few moments, there's like a town's guard standing at the side of the like judge's seat, and he says, "All please rise in the name of Pelor." Everyone kind of like clunk, 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 like stands up in the courtroom, and all the sounds of them like shifting around in the pews echoes around the room. He says, "Presiding on this day, Celestar 984, Judge, Paladin, and Overseer, Lifa Tando." And the doors open and Lifa enters. She's still wearing her plate armor from a couple of days ago, but she has a cloak on as well that kind of like runs around her body. She takes her seat at the top of the judge's seat and pounds a gavel, and everyone kind of like sits down. She says, "Today we are here to begin the trial of the accused who stand before you, Sunny, Falkran, Grundor,
Stone speaker.
Activia, Shava."
So I take it I've been cleared of all charges.
We, upon further review and checking in with the plaintiff, the accuser has no complaints to levy against Leslie Badapple at this time.
You call me Les.
I won't. Leslie, you may leave if you so choose.
I'll stay, Your Honor. I always enjoy a good court drama.
Great, you may take your place among the other
You will
gawkers.
also be acting as our attorney.
I will be acting as co-lead attorney on this one.
Is that true? You grant power of representation to Leslie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Less.
So be it. Let the record show that despite being cleared of charges, Les wishes to retain his position as counselor.
Your Honor. What?
Finally! Finally! Somebody does it. Yes,
Wait, I've been talking in
One
I've been
could
southern
only
the entire
assume-
time.
but not this kind.
One could only assume that Les, knowing he could leave the courtroom but deciding to stay, must be a real important cause for him to feel that it's necessary to use his time and energy to be there for us here.
Noted.
Good.
Les, thank
Would you like a biscuit and maybe some tea?
I would love one. Thank you very much.
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits is a meal for all.
I do declare.
This
He
is...
stands himself.
Thank you for familiarizing yourself with the customs.
Your Honor, I don't think it's fair that we are brought here against our will and forced to do such. It's not the cave way, not the way I was raised.
Behind you, the whole courtroom starts bustling. He lives in a cave. I already see. He eats skulls. He talks to rocks.
Yes, I do talk to rocks.
That's not what you're on trial for, but...
Thank God I'd be guilty.
Well, okay. Thank you. So, folks, this is how this is going to work. The trial is going to happen. Throughout, you will have opportunities
Is
to...
this the judge still talking?
No, this is me out of character talking. DM talking, explaining the situation. there will be plenty of opportunities for you guys to act in your defense to try to sway the court in your favor, or discredit the evidence that's being provided against you. How that will work is you will try to do something, and I will give you a ability check to roll against. I have predetermined how many successes you guys will need to basically be cleared
How
here.
much what?
How many successes
Oh.
on these rolls, and how many failures will result in consequences.
Great.
Trial by combat.
Are you invoking your right to trial by combat?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Everything's on the table.
Everything's
Cool.
up.
So that's like mechanically how this trial will work. I will adjust the difficulty checks, so the numbers you need to hit to succeed or fail. I will adjust those up and down based on how well you conduct yourselves in the courtroom. Cool.
Very cool.
Ooh, we're lucky I rolled that 3 earlier.
Here we go. So to start, the court calls its.
What are we on trial for?
Well, are we talking about a lot of different things at once for this trial?
Yeah. So at the start of the
There's
trial,
about 6
the charges. Yeah, the charges are read by the stenographer. They are vandalism, breaking and entering, theft, and assault and battery. For the first witness,
Your Honor, if I may.
you may.
Your Honor, my clients and I would like to move that we dismiss the vandalism charge, given that there are numerous other charges upon which these fine citizens are accused of, and it seems small potatoes relative to the others. The court isn't going to find them solely guilty for vandalism if they're not finding them guilty for other things. So we might as well just let that one lie so we can...
Mealy stands up. Objection, Your Honor. I think it before the wisdom of the gods and the mightiness of the court, if we were to throw away one charge that they may or may not be guilty of, and then it comes to pass that in fact that was the only charge that we could convict them on, wouldn't it be convenient that we had dismissed the charges before they even had a chance to stand before the gods in trial?
Now, Your Honor, I completely yield to the judgment of the honored prosecutor across the way, but these are troubled times, and you are an underworked or an overworked court. I don't believe it's in the best interest of Stesso or Polindo Large to be quibbling over small-scale issues when there are larger crimes afoot.
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
She considers for a moment, and then after shuffling some papers around, she says, I will not allow the dismissal outright of the charges. However, if at this time you would like to change your plea for the vandalism charge, I will consider it.
No change to plea, Your Honor. Not guilty all around.
Very well. In that case, the court would like to call upon the first witness provided by the accuser, and it is the plaintiff herself, on behalf of the Fireforge estate, Gelda Fireforge. And the whole courtroom goes, oh, it's the Fireforge. And from the back of the courtroom, a dwarf stands up. She's barely, her nose is just over the heads of all the people that are sitting down in front of her. And you guys recognize her as the lady you punched out a couple of weeks ago.
No such thing.
And she kind of steps. She's like, "Oh, excuse me. Ooh." She kind of moseys her way around people and hobbles up, and everyone's like, "Oh."
I'm gonna do an insight check.
For what?
Just to see if she is actually as injured as she is.
Great. Give me a medicine check.
Damn.
Is this our only medicine
That is correct.
check? Okay.
I got a 4.
Great. You can't tell what her physical state is. It's a pretty convincing act if it's an act.
Yeah.
Doink. So she hobbles up to the thing and sits down. And Mealy kind of walks around the table. She kind of sneers down at you guys as she goes. She says, "Would you please state your name for the record, miss?" And Gelda says, "My name's Gelda Fireforge. I'm a dwarf in the estate in the manse up in Begondale." And she says, "Now, you come before the court because you were in the house that night of Sendat Helmar when a group of vandals, as you described them in your testimony, came in uninvited and attacked you. Is that right?" Gilda says, "Yes." She says, "Could you please, for everyone present in the courtroom today, point to those in the courtroom who assaulted you?" And she points directly at Falkren.
Falkren looks around behind her.
Great. Let the record show that she pointed to Falkren Frostbeard, quote-unquote, king of the dwarves.
Oh man, I hate Mealy so much.
Gilda, would you please describe the events of that day as you remember them? And Gilda basically describes everything exactly as it happened, but she adds a couple of details. The first is that upon entering the premises, when you guys were asked to leave, that Falkren pulled her hood down and said, quote, "I am Falkren Frostbeard, king of the dwarves." And secondly, that you guys murdered the family pet, and the body has since been missing.
What was the family pet?
She describes it as a large Rottweiler.
Oh,
with a
please.
spiky collar.
Did you guys kill a dog?
No.
What did I remember?
No.
She also says that gold and jewels in an amount valuing approximately 1,000 gold pieces were also removed from the manor.
This bitch.
At the end of her questioning, Mealy kind of turns around and says, "Hefty charges." And she looks around at you guys and she says, "Your witness, counselor." And she walks over and sits back down.
Do we have any particular questions we want to ask?
What was the dog's name?
Okay. Any others, or do we want to just...
Now, is she sure that she can tell one dwarf from another?
If we can prove,
She's a dwarf.
if we
Yeah,
can prove
that's
that
right.
she's lying
Ladies
about
and
one thing,
gentlemen
that'll
of the
cast doubt
jury.
upon everything else.
If you
Oh,
could
yeah.
please take a look over at Falkren. Now, what do you notice about Falkren? What does Falkren have on his shoulder?
She's a dwarf!
What does Falkren have?
There
on
isn't a jury either. It's just three.
Judge, what does Falkren have?
Let the record show that the accused is wearing a cloak and apparently has a small ape perched on her
A
shoulder.
small ape. Now, who here has a pet?
Oh, I do. Me too.
Did you bring your pets here today?
Of course we didn't.
You didn't? Why not? I guess it's because you could stand to be separated from your pet for a short amount of time.
Grindor
Falkren.
gasps.
Falkren here needs to be near. Is Falkren a girl or a boy?
One of the guys who says he
Doesn't
owns a
matter.
pet stand up. He's like, "Am I on trial?"
Needs to be near their pet because he can't stand to be away from it for any moment. Would a person like that
Mm-mm.
kill an innocent dog?
Mm-mm.
It's true. Yes.
Also, has anyone ever here been called something that you didn't want to be called and didn't deserve?
Mm-hmm.
Yell out those words. What have you been called?
Poop nose.
The Rock Walker.
Now, we were
Wild
referred to...
pussies.
What were we referred to earlier today as? Vandals, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
When you start giving someone a name, people start thinking about that name. So let's strike that from the record because we've done nothing to suggest that we are vandals. We are animal-loving, supportive group of people.
Alright, go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me.
And it's a nat 20.
Whoa!
Honestly, that was beautiful.
Weird, she hasn't even rolled.
It's a 15.
Plus, you got a high persuasion.
Right, but I rolled a 6.
Oh, fuck me.
15's not terrible.
Oh, I
Seems
thought
pretty
15,
good.
I thought.
Yeah, and so I'm
It's
gonna
just
go
that, right? It's not charisma.
go up and be like, now, Ms. or Mrs. Fireforge.
Ms.
Ms. Fireforge, you
What a
can-
surprise.
Is that a wink?
No, not my type.
You say you
Not
claimed
during court time.
you claimed
Unless
that
it works.
over 1,000 gold pieces in value, jewelry and other such was stolen from your estate.
That's correct.
Can you give us the details of what was stolen
Yes.
and where it was originally purchased?
A family heirloom, a gold chain with a dwarf holding a hammer high in the air, a depiction of the first Fireforge of our clan name, Gudrick Fireforge, was stolen, valued around 80 gold pieces. About 800 gold pieces and silver pieces in coin were lifted from a coffer at the basement of our manse.
The basement of your manse.
That's correct.
Oh, and where is the entrance to the basement?
The entrance to the basement is... the entrance to the basement is under the offices, the east side offices.
Underneath the east side offices.
That is correct.
And were these jewelries under lock and key?
They were.
They were. So it was forced open, or was it accessed with key?
The coffer was forced.
Really? And did you determine that yourself, or did you call in an expert to make that determination?
When I awoke after being knocked unconscious by a fist of a dwarf...
Your Honor, I did not ask for the details of the alleged assault. Can we strike that for the record and keep the focus solely on the matter at hand?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Cigarette?
She's smoking a cigarette.
Thank you, Your Honor, and may I say, you look like you would enjoy the finest of peaches.
Thank you. The flattery is noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, how did you determine that your safe was vandaled?
After waking, I went down to the basement. Of course, we inspected the whole house to see if anything was missing.
We?
Me and Gilbert.
Gilbert. Interesting. I don't recall Gilbert being one of the witnesses that the court was bringing forward.
Gilbert is unfortunately indisposed, taking care of a manse while I am away.
What's eating him?
What's eating him?
Yeah, what's eating Gilbert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A grape?
Nothing's eating Gilbert.
Okay.
So you and this
much?
Gilbert
Oh, I'm sorry, continue.
inspected it, even though Gilbert wasn't deemed important enough to come here to give his own testimony.
Gilbert's testimony has been entered into court record.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't aware of that, considering we looked at the court testimony and we only had testimony from 4 witnesses. That would be Gelda, yourself, Fodel Ziegler, Taryn Eaststone, and Torin Landez. Now, I apologize, Your Honor. Did I say a Gilder in there?
Litha kind of looks through her papers and she shakes her head and she's like, let the record show that there is no such testimony available. Be careful, Gelda.
I turn around and whisper, "A liar!"
The whole courtroom echoes, a liar, a liar.
Hold on. Let me ask a few questions here.
Please.
This Gilda that's been in your employ for some time now. And
Who is this guy?
Sonny does a great,
Great.
southern accent. Now, what is his full name?
The man I'm employed by,
Sure.
current head of our Fireforge clan, Albrecht Fireforge, first of his name.
And what is his birthday? Do you know
His birthday?
Yes, I imagine she would know his birthday.
Yeah.
She does though, right?
Yes, it's Tiendar, she says a day.
Yeah. Now, how long has he been in your employ again?
I've been in his employ
You've been in his employ
for approximately 25 years.
approximately 25
Ooh,
years.
ah.
Oh, I'm so very sorry. Now, let me ask you another set of questions. Now, you'll recall, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in your honor, that I was counting off with my hands while she answered these questions. Now, what was the name of your dog?
Panthro.
And when was that dog born?
When was the dog born?
When did you receive this dog? For how long did you have this dog?
We purchased the dog in the year 979, so 4 or 5 years ago.
So you mean you didn't
5
adopt a
years
dog,
ago.
you bought a dog.
So
That's
you bought
correct.
this dog.
The whole courtroom. Probably from one of those puppy mills.
And what was that dog's favorite toy?
And Droop starts to like shriek and cry.
This is time sensitive now. What was that dog's favorite toy?
The dog played rope. He likes rope, knotted ropes.
And what was the gender of that dog?
He was a boy.
Very well, Your Honor. You see the amount of time it took for Miss Fireforge, allegedly, to recall
That's
these
my name.
details. Okay.
But is it? Or she's a liar.
It took considerably longer for you to recall these details of your very own dog, is it? It
Yeah.
almost seems as though that dog doesn't exist. Never did.
Objection, Your Honor. If my witness is being accused of perjury, then perhaps some evidence might be provided.
Perhaps you could provide evidence of the dog. I'm sorry. We could strike that from the record.
I agree with the counsel. Do they have evidence of the purchase of said dog? I don't recall that being entered into the record either.
Lifa kind of looks through a couple of her notes, and then she says, Gelda, did you by any chance bring records with you of the existence of a dog? And Gelda shakes her head, and the Lifa kind of like, Well, in that case, we will remove. Yes.
No, continue.
We'll remove the value of the supposed dog since we have no proof of the existence of such a thing.
Your Honor, in similar light, I don't recall any evidence of the valuables, their
So follow-up question.
proof of origin, or even their existence beyond the testimony of this witness.
Based on the amount that says that we were stolen from the house, how much stuff could we have theoretically bought since that time?
I guess 1,000 gold pieces in value, equivalent value.
Now, we are humble people here.
Very.
Everyone here, please empty your pockets.
Sonny has
Cling, clang, clang, clang.
Everyone puts the amount that they have there. Based on the amount that you see on this table, I think you can tell that, first of all, it doesn't even add up to the total amounts that taken. And if we had taken that amount, wouldn't we have bought some nice things to have brought with us today? Whereas none of us have any of this stuff.
This is my only tunic.
It's
Great.
his only tunic, Your Honor.
It does look beat up.
But also, she can't even prove that she owned the stuff.
Well, of course not. I mean, to be fair, if it was stolen, she wouldn't have it available. But the fact that an animal was murdered and we have no record of the animal existing, or
Well, Your
Yeah.
Honor, I hate to interrupt. Most apologies in this fine, hot day.
it is unseasonably hot.
But surely Miss Fireforge would have a will speaking to the passing on of her family heirloom, or some other such thing that would show the provenance of these items. I don't recall any of those. Do you, counsel, do you have those in the evidence list? I don't see. I apologize.
Make a performance check for me as you.
Oh,
Can I do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna let her do it.
Can I do
Okay.
it?
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna be like,
Can I also, while
Counsel,
we're going to
you
do a
must have
deception
that, right?
check as well for anything that we're going to lie about from this point forward, or should we just do one at a
So
time?
it'll do it when it's happening.
Okay,
yeah,
so
so
performance.
I'm like, yeah, counsel, I couldn't find it. Could you find that anywhere?
12.
Okay. So she kind of like looks around. She's like, "It's true. Usually, an item with a long history such as this would carry some kind of certificate of writ, or we would see evidence of it." And We'll- we'll strike the value of the heirlooms from the accused value that is supposedly stolen.
Thank you.
Now, Your Honor, I'm sorry, this song always makes me.
This is the performance.
Now, Your Honor, don't you find it strange that someone would come all the way from their town of origin and not bring any proof of such items?
Agreed.
Shrimp and
Now,
grits.
one more point I'd like to point out. Now, Mrs. Fireforge, you are incredibly wealthy, are you not?
I have some money.
Or I see.
Or I had had, ooh, and she points, and then she, ooh, like winces and like grabs her side.
Now,
Alright, so long ago. What'd you say?
the people of this town would say you have considerably more than some money. Now, if I was a rich man, which I clearly am not,
It is only tuna!
and I had but one safe, it would be almost an insult to keep such a pittance as 800 gold in said safe. I would clearly keep something more valuable in that safe. Why would such a lowly amount from such a rich person inhabit a safe? It almost seems like an arbitrary number made up. Does it not?
What's the vandals in charge?
What?
What's the vandals in charge?
Just
Are-
part of the breaking into the house, I guess.
To be clear, Mr. Sunny, are you asking the accuser on the stand here to verify the amount stolen? What exactly is your line of questioning?
My line of questioning is simply this, Your Honor. Why would someone with so much money keep so little money in their only safe? Are there not items of higher value? Is something not seem dubious about this accusation in the first place?
And Mealy stands up saying, "Objection, Your Honor. I fail to see what the suspicions of a bunch of accused criminals has to do with the case."
Well, Your Honor, I do concur with my fellow counselor here. This safe, Ms. Fireforge, was it arcanely protected at all?
No.
What? Did you have any arcane protections on the house in general?
No.
None at all.
No.
Can I roll a deception check really quickly?
What do you want? What are you trying to lie about?
We'll find out.
Make
I have to do it first?
make your lie.
To think that if this went poorly and you believed all these lies, I'd have to give birth to a baby in prison.
Yeah, make
Yes!
a deception check.
I'm pregnant!
Make a deception check. Oh my god.
We still have to. We have like 3 more witnesses we have to
I
go
also
through.
27.
The whole courtroom goes, oh, to birth a baby and, oh.
And that's right, Your Honor. And furthermore, I believe we know who the father is. I hate to make you say it in front of his relative here, but
All the stress about this could make me lose my child.
lose Alfred Fireforge's child.
No! Gilda goes, what? Is that, wait, huh?
Who's that?
That's the guy
The
who's
girl
last we
on
robbed.
stand.
Oh.
The whole court is just like buzzing, like, oh my god,
And I'm a doctor, and I've examined her. I can verify.
my god.
Yeah.
Everyone's losing it.
Falkren's gone over and has tried on a glove that's nearby, and she can't get it on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just go up to Gelda and be like, now, Ms. Fireforge, is it not true that these charges are all brought in fact so that you can try to hush this illegitimate child that is being born by this poor woman, so you can lock her out of the family's fortunes?
Lock her up.
in the back of
Wait,
the
no,
courtroom,
no!
in the back of the courtroom, a guy stands up and he goes, I knew it! And she goes, no, of course not, that's not true. Mealy stands up and she says, objection, Your Honor, they're trying to lead us on tangents and discredit my witness.
Oh my god.
No, by no
Think-
means, Your Honor. We're simply allowing for the placement of motive on both sides of the parties.
Who here has a child?
Oh, almost all of us. I still have a dog.
Would you call your child a tangent?
Oh,
Never.
Oh, good.
My kid's name's Tangent.
I call him Tangent. Yeah, the court. Leva starts pounding her gavel, and she says, unless you have anything else for Gelda.
I do, Your Honor. One final question from Ms. Fireforge. Ms. Fireforge, would you do me a favor and please close your eyes?
Okay, she does.
Now, would you do me the honor of describing for us the alleged attacker that hit you?
Sure. She's about my height,
Mm-hmm.
dwarf, black hair, crooked nose. She's got scars all over her face. And she has a pet monkey.
All right. Now, would you do me an honor describing another of the assailants?
Another dwarf. He's short, kind of gray, grungy, smells weird. He has a long gray beard, little beady eyes, and grass and twigs in his hair.
Okay, can I do a history check in the town to see if I could find 2 other people that look like them to pull forward?
Yeah, sure.
I got a 20.
Great. Yep.
Oh, you mean... and so while she's had her eyes closed, I've had Grundor and Falkrin switch positions with these and asked Falkrin to let Droop go onto this fake Falkrin's shoulder.
Great.
And then I say, you may open your eyes. Will you please point out these suspects?
Bam! She points at the 2 fake.
Huh!
Oh!
Your Honor! She cannot even identify the folks that she claims were the ones to attack her.
And she saw these people but only a few moments ago. Now, the passing of for several weeks and over the course of a long distance by boat travel, how could this be?
Yeah, furthermore, another question. You said you were rudely assaulted by a fist, correct?
Correct.
Was it a right-hand fist or a left-hand fist?
I don't recall.
You don't recall.
Oh, she doesn't remember.
You don't recall if you were smacked in your right eye or your left eye?
My whole body hurts.
Oh.
Close to the head.
We won this shit yet? I feel like we won.
This is only our first one.
And you claim that those were all of the people present.
Yeah, well, I got confused because you made me close my eyes.
Oh.
She said, I am Falkrin Frostbeard.
Oh.
I think we're done here.
Yeah. And no further questions, Your Honor.
And Lefa says, great, thank you, Gelda. You may step down. All of this will be considered by the court. We now call the next witness, Fodel Ziegler, Dockmaster of Stesso. And a little guy comes up.
Yeah.
You recognize him. You all recognize him. You've never met him before. Yeah. You all recognize him as the guy that tried to make you pay a tariff to enter the city when you guys first got here. But you basically strong-armed him into letting you in anyway.
Isn't he also the one that called out invasion?
No, that's the Dockmaster from Bacondale.
Oh, okay. I wasn't here for any of this.
Right. So he takes a stand, and Nia Lee starts asking him questions. She's like, can you please identify for me the people in the room? He points to you guys. And he's like, can you please... we used your dock records to show that they entered town on this date after disembarking from the ship the Estelle, which took a route from Bagandel to Stesso. He says, that's right. And they ask him a couple questions in a row to verify that you guys were in Bagandel at the time that these crimes were allegedly committed, and that you guys came down this way. And then furthermore, he adds, they never paid their tariff to enter the town, and they intimidated me and threatened my life. And Mealy says, to wrap this whole line of questioning up, Mealy just says, well, a pattern of behavior has certainly emerged. And she sneers at you guys, and she walks over and sits back down. Your witness.
Mr. Ziegler, what was the threat?
They said they'd beat me if I made them pay the gold.
No, they all said this in unison, or?
No.
Who said it?
Well, he's not here.
Oh, really?
Oh.
No.
Who was it?
The big guy. Big guy was with them.
Oh, go ahead and point him out amongst us. Which one of him it was?
Yeah.
Shrimp and grits.
I can't. I mean, they all kind of did it, but he did it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? So someone not present was the one that did it?
That's correct.
Oh, and is that person on trial right now?
He's not here.
Oh, and why do you think that is?
He mops some sweat off his forehead. He's like, I don't know.
Oh, well, Your Honor, I fail to see how this person, unduly attacked though he may be, serves as a character witness for the rest of these defendants, considering the person who levied this attack isn't even present.
That's fair. The court does not consider the accused to be the company that they keep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
However, it does not seem you are disputing the timeline that is being established by witness Ziegler.
Your Honor, the witness Ziegler. Were these the only 5 people that were on that ship?
There were plenty of others on the ship.
Plenty? Oh, is that a nautical term? Is that a nautical meaning of counting?
Yeah, there were plenty.
Plenty. And for the layman, how many people would that be?
30, 35.
Oh, and that was the only ship that arrived that day from Baggendale, is that correct?
That's correct.
And it's the only one that arrived that week, is that correct?
That's correct.
It's the only one in the last 2 weeks that
That's
arrived.
correct.
So there's only been 35 people that have arrived from Baggendale.
Now, wait, hold on. You tricked me.
No, you said that was
it's not
correct.
being
You said in the last month only 35 people have arrived from Baggendale. Is that correct?
No.
No, but now, Your Honor, stenographer, could you speak back what he said when he said how many ships from Baggendale had arrived?
Yes, you asked a question, he said correct. Then you asked another question, he said correct. Then you asked the third question, and he said correct. And then you asked the fourth question, he said, now wait, hold on.
Now, I do have to ask, stenographer, going forward, if you would please stenography both parts of the conversation. That would make things a lot easier for us, but I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm old. Remember how old? She's very old.
She's very old. Well, Your Honor, I find myself to be confused.
I'm very confused now.
Now, we're supposed to understand.
Pregnancy brain.
We've got a pregnant. Now, let me ask you this question: how many pregnant women have arrived from Baggendale?
I don't know pregnancies.
Oh, you don't know pregnancies?
Oh, do you not keep track of how many people arrive as the dockmaster?
I do. That's
You do? Seems like you should have these figures readily available there.
It seems to me that if someone wanted to invade this country, they would simply have to become pregnant and then bring in twice the amount that is readily noticeable to said dockmaster.
Seems to me that all the records of this dockmaster should be called into question.
Yes, Mr. Ziegler, have you ever taken a bribe?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
And the whole courtroom goes, oh, that's
Saying
basically
that
saying
you
yes. He's basically saying
It's
yes.
still a lie.
So every person that has come in here has paid their tariff directly to the city and not perchance say directly to you?
Yeah.
You've never been paid money directly from a ship coming in. So if we were to go to the courthouse or to the keep to research the records, we would find all of the tariffs matching with your records of all the ships.
Let the record show that he's sucking his thumb and holding his blankie right now.
They said I could. They said I could bring my blankie up into the witness box. They said I could do that.
They said you could cheat the city of Stesso.
They told me. Now hold on. Now, I've never taken a bribe.
You've never taken a bribe.
I'd rather not say.
What?
Well, which is it?
Well, if this not true, then what's is true?
If this not true, what is true?
If this not true indeed, Lifa's like looking pretty angrily. She's like, I think we're going to go ahead and strike Mr. Ziegler's testimony from the record.
Oh,
Testimony.
thank you, Your Honor. Your witness.
Your next witness.
The city calls Taryn Eaststone, character witness, on behalf of the city. A guard comes up and sits in the witness box. He's huge, and he takes up almost the entire... He's just like a big man. He's like 6'5", really broad shoulders, barrel chest, thick muscle arms and legs. And he just sits down. He's like squinched up in it, like if we tried to sit at like a middle school desk.
Yeah.
And he's got like sunken in eyes and like a sloped like Slavic like facial structure. So he kind of has like a Vladimir Klitschko thing going on.
Well,
he sits down, states his name for the record. He says through leading questions, he states that he met you guys as you basically took it upon yourselves to go to Cassie Forbricks, and then took it upon yourselves once again to kill the werewolf that, or to capture, I should say, capture the werewolf that made an attempt on the rector's life. And Mealy basically sums this all up by saying, "So as we see here, we establish a pattern of behavior of disregard for the law and vigilantism, which I'm sure is the justification that will be given for breaking into the poor Fireforger's house."
Is anybody else hot in here?
It's so hot in
So then
here!
Activia takes a pitcher of lemonade and just slowly pours it on top of her head while making direct eye contact with the witness on the stand. And then she goes, "Oh, that's sticky." And then she just licks each of her fingertips and then takes one fingertip and puts her fingertip down her, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down, and then puts her entire fist in her throat, winks at him, and says, "Much better."
Okay, great. Give me an insight check to see if you can, tickle this guy's fancy. Your choice. I'll give you your choice.
I'll do sleight of
Sleight of hand
because I'm
for
plus 7.
fancy hand suck work, or insight check to read this guy in.
I'll do sleight of hand because it's the difference between +7 or +1. So
Yeah, well, makes sense.
25.
Yeah.
Oh, she
yeah.
does it!
Rolling
yeah.
so well.
He,
Well, I'm also rolling the things that give me +9.
Yeah.
His face is stoic, but a couple of veins in his neck bulge a little bit,
Mhm.
and
It's
you
not the
catch
only
him
thing
kind of
that
real
bulges.
quickly do
Licks his lips. Okay.
Okay, we got a perp on our hands.
Now, so this is a city guard, is that right?
That's correct.
Guard Eaststone. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
That's a deep voice.
That is a deep voice.
Thank you.
Had these fine people not stopped that werewolf, which was not killed by them outside of the custody of the city, what would have happened to Rector Tomlin?
We had already ushered Rector Tomlin inside the keep. Seems unlikely that a follow-up attack by the werewolf would have transpired in that moment.
Oh, you were aware that he was about to attack before he had attacked.
We were not aware of a threat.
Oh,
We did have guards posted, but unfortunately we didn't see this one coming.
Oh, how did you become aware of this threat?
After the bolt was fired,
It's so rare that someone's voice is so deep that you feel it in your groin. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Fidgets
She's got
uncomfortably.
pregnant mouth.
Yeah, isn't it true that Ms. Activia here was one of the folks who brought it to your attention?
that's correct, but for the record I will say it is incorrect to say that no one died at the scene of this crime.
Who died at the scene of the crime?
A young man wearing a Home Depot outfit
Jeff.
Yeah.
named Jeff fell from the roof, where unfortunately the accused were standing when this all went down.
And
He was crushed to death by a werewolf that was shoved off of the
This is
roof.
when we ran to the room.
Yes.
now it sounds to me that's more of a werewolf problem than it is.
No, I will say also for the record, because Leafa starts frowning and penciling in some stuff. He puts up his hand. He's like,
I will also say for the record that no charges were levied at the accused and they were not suspected of any foul play in that time.
How would you say your working relationship is with the accused? Would you say you have a close relationship with the accused?
Could be closer.
Oh, it could be closer. Would you say that you would enjoy, in your professional estimation as a guard, would you enjoy working with the accused?
But I know you. You're that custodian that solved those math problems on the board that the teacher wrote on the wall.
yeah, now I'm a guard.
Oh no.
You're a smart man.
I've been told so.
Would you find value in working alongside, say, Ms. Activia here?
It's no secret that the town of Stesso owes a debt to these people, but the law is the law in the eyes of the Lord Pilor, and when his laws are broken, there must be an accounting.
Thank you. So, is it your job to uphold and enforce the laws?
It is, sir.
Now, what if you're not around to enforce the laws? Laws must not be broken, right?
That's correct.
Law is the ultimate Well, law of the land.
Well, Pelor is the law of the land.
Pelor is the law of the land.
I fought the law.
Now, what does Pelor say
Law.
about doing good deeds? To only do it when the law says to?
No, his teachings are of healing and doing what's right by others in the world, despite the challenges and obstacles in front of
And
us.
what does Pelor say about werewolves?
Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Yes. This is the best.
Fuck.
I'm gonna help.
All right.
Okay, make
I
that-
got a 6.
Make that roll with advantage. You were sort of chiming in already, so I'll allow that.
16.
Okay, that's better. Says
Yeah, specifically in the book of Turned Light, chapter 3.
Turn Light, chapter 3, verse 5. All afflicted must be cured and helped. Those who possess ill will towards other must be altered of that will. So say Pelor.
Shrimp and grits.
Now,
and grip the whole courtroom.
now, may I ask you a follow-up question?
Proceed, counselor.
Mr. Eastone, as you said, Pelor says all afflicted must be cured and helped. What would you say if someone opted, instead of helping to cure someone afflicted with the lycanthropic disorder?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, I'm simply trying to ascertain the moral code of the witness.
These people are making a mockery. I happen to know for a fact that they are calling into court today before the eyes of Pelor himself, his own words, and yet they do not even worship Pelor. And the whole courtroom was like, and Lifa kind of turns to you guys and she goes, is this true? Are there any among you who follow the word of Pelor?
Oh, I do.
You do.
Just started.
Lifa pounds her gavel one last time. She says, we will take a 15-minute recess at this time while I consider the testimony and evidence that was provided before the court today. She nods and then steps up and heads out of the room and into the quarters. And that is where we will stop for today.
Ooh, I think we did pretty good.
Hey there, folks. Just chiming back in to say thank you for listening to our live play episode of TLDM. Special shout outs again to the folks that were here. Tyler, of course, Ian, James, Claire, and Becca. And
Find me on Twitter at Becca_Bearish.
Becca_Bearish on Twitter is one of the things we're promoting. Go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe and a review. We don't advertise or anything, so we rely on you guys. So thank you for listening. And Tyler and I will break down sort of how this felt mechanically and what went on in our next regular podcast episode. Tyler, what's our phrase of the day?
Our phrase of the day is, if it don't fit, you must hit dice.
Hey!